Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we raise some hell here in Crookspur. And, but raise hell, is that the correct term? I suppose so. There's a lot of people around here, and they will all die. We have a neglected dog over here. Hello, come here. What do you like? It's Rex. Rex is plus 5 damage from area of effect attacked, and the other thing, I don't like that one quite as much, so not really gonna do anything there. See what I can do over here.
Can do.
Get out. Get out.
Hey.
Was not an ideal situation. Oh well. We have ourselves some coral snuff. And some heart attack. Okay. Oh, and we have mercenaries. Which is perfectly alright. So, what do we have? We have a cannoneer over there. That shouldn't be much of a problem. I don't know what you're doing over there, though. Let's bring Takeo up through
This thing isn't doing the
here.
job.
The thing is doing the best job. I don't know what you're talking about not doing the job. Not doing the job. Got a little bit of a flickering happening back there. Did you see that? That was weird. And then we have a little bit of a paralysis going up right here. And lightning. Oh no, the lightning hit the wrong things. Oh no, that is, yes. Well, the cannoneer is gone, so yeah, that happened. We'll do that one. Do you have a tentacle going on? Yes, we do. Okay, then that's that, and get some more paralyses in there. Yeah, they're summoning the tentacles here. That's a paralysis going, and did it actually go off? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it did. No, it's just a frightened. That's what happened. It works so well. It works so well. One thing that I wish it showed is like when you have multiple characters selected, it showed you some vague notion of how easy it is to hit the enemies, and specifically the penetration. Like maximum penetration would be a nice thing, or minimum penetration, little symbol that would make it easier to understand which one it is. Or maybe you have an option in the options screen where you could choose. I want to see maximum penetration when I have multiple people selected. Those amphorae are gonna be a bit of a problem. They are probably gonna result in bad things. And there they go. Okay. Hello. I'm here to wreak havoc. We have a mercenary here almost dead. Okay, that's a dazed. Not ideal. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's bring you up. That was kinda nasty. Please don't do that. Paralyzed. For how long? 1.4 seconds. Go for another one. That's another paralyzed for 6 seconds. That is great, actually. The proper hit. Maybe a crit. Who knows? You're dead. Okay. So we have some more things, including some what looked like gunpowder. What is that? It is gunpowder. And the cannonballs, I don't need them. And that is gonna raise the gate, which then allows the slaves to run away, I think. Also, there's a little bit of a... Yeah, I guess I could have gotten in through there if I couldn't have convinced the ogre at the gates to let me in. Of course, I'm very good at it, so I did it. I convinced them to let me in. Okay, so we have the fort itself. Let me turn on fast mode. Because now we're in... nope, we're not in... Are we? Yeah, we are. In sort of scour mode. Yeah. Basically, there's nothing else for us. Unless there's some people remaining down here. I don't think so. Hope glimmers in the eyes of the slaves. I'm gonna free the slaves. And off they go. Except for that one over there. Hi. Are you now free to go?
And then you...
He rubs at the back of his neck, seemingly startled by the band of metal that brushes his palm.
I don't know how or why you killed them, but I do thank you.
Let's see. Get below the decks. You're my sheep hand now. Oh, right. I see what that means. You're free now. Good luck and take care. He chokes on his intended reply, beating on his chest to catch his breath before he can further speak.
Truly? You mean it? I can never thank you enough for such kindness. Gods, where should I go? I've nothing to my name but these clothes. And my freedom.
Well, you could join my crew if you'd like. The work's hard but fair, and well, it's not that hard, come on. And I'll pay you for it. He jerks, clearly surprised.
Thank you for the kindness, my lady.
And some Ilium has now been added to my sheep. And I can't see, yeah, I can't see the stats or anything. I don't think he well, I might be good. Well, it depends, I guess. His stats would probably be, well, I can from here. That's him. No, that's Vector. That's him. Handsome Ilium. He's a cook and a helmsman. Not too shabby. So not too shabby. So we got a surgeon over here on that. We got a cook over there. We have a navigator. We don't have any specialized. Well, Vector could be a cook. Vector could make for a better cook than Berta would, I guess. Is that a good idea? It is. Probably a little bit too late, but it is. Let's see. So we have, yeah, because if I want to have the 4 stars, which I don't really want, but because they can only get 4 stars. Well, actually, I'm not really sure, because look at that. Is that 3 stars and 2 and 1 and 1? That's curious. Huh. Either way, it's everything. I can't really do anything with these, so yeah. It's good to have a. So at least good to have some specialties. But if I had known that from the beginning about the stars, I would have had even more specialties. I might get them later. Hi. So, the trader's inside. Lips pressing a taut line, Sephul scratches thoughtfully at the tighter line of her scar where it touches the corner of her mouth.
What'll it be, madam?
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's that. She doesn't actually realize what has happened. Ooh. And this is why I came here. Well, not because of this, but also because of this. Before you, a small cavern arrows into the rocky terrain beneath the fortress's crumbling stone base. The squat mouth of the cave sits within a wash of ocean water. I'm gonna go wading through the cave. You slosh into the water until the bottom abruptly drops out from beneath you, and a cold rush suffocates your skin. The water is greener in the back of the cavern, dark and deep. A wave crashes into the cavern behind you, and as it recedes, a hard undertow sucks you back toward the shoreline. I'm gonna sweep deeper into the cave. You push against the current, making slow but steady headway. Swimming deeper into the cavern, you come to a set of tunnels forked left and right. One tunnel leads to darkness. The other is marked by a faint glimmering of light. Both tunnels are completely submerged. I'm gonna go to the darker one, because I think the other one might lead upstairs or up to the surface. The tunnel's depths are so black you can't make out your hand in front of your own face, so you don't notice the dead end until your knuckles and then palms have slapped against it. There's nowhere to go except back down to the tunnel's length. All several long feet of it. Your movements have rocked the water around you, and just above, you can make out the muted sounds of waves lapping at the lip of the tunnel. There may be a sliver of space for air, or there might be nothing. I'm gonna go to the surface. Your nose bumps the rocky... Oh, that looks good. Bumps the rocky ceiling of the tunnel when you try to surface, but there's just enough space for you to gulp some air between your lips before an icy wave washes you over your face. As you tread your arms to keep afloat, you realize your movements are making the water even choppier, soon closing up the space between the cave and the surface completely. Following a deep breath, you plunge again under the water and swim hard for the fork. So we're gonna go to the brighter tunnel. Partial success. I think somebody's gonna get injured. Your group swims on and on deeper into the tunnel, no end in sight. Your lungs begin to strain, desperate for air. and your pulse pounds in the back of your throat. Dizziness assaults you. You emerge from the tunnel and break the surface of the water in a cavern deep beneath the fortress. That is lovely. That's exactly where I wanted to go, and that's the reason why I didn't just go back, because I sort of was considering going back. So did we actually get any injuries? I don't see any injuries. How was that a partial success, I wonder? Now we're at the sea cave. And we have bones. Oh no. That's a fang. A predator's fang. More importantly, that is... it's not Githyanki. What are they called? Githyanki's Dungeons and Dragons. A spiderweb's thread... spiderweb's threads stubbornly stick to your fingers. Don't touch it! But more to the point, I thought it was going to be the... It's just crystal eaters. It's fine. They're kind of nasty, but we can pull it off.
As you wish.
Yeah, we sure can pull it off. It's like, it's fine. It's all good. At level 3 of Odd Nuo, we had to fight these ones, so it's not gonna be terrible. Let's see, Penumbra get up in here so we can help out. I think, did something happen here? I heard some paper. I think we might have, maybe the sound that the spiders are making.
Mother
Yes?
Ngati.
Okay, good stuff.
Makes no difference.
It's good. It's good. Don't worry. Okay, the stuns are working relatively well. Let's get this one going on over here. I think that's gonna be all right. Hopefully, a lot of lightning. Yep, skill. Okay, so we have the Crookspur Island access point over there, and we have some spider eggs and not eggs and things. Yeah, luminous adder dust. Venom sac. Nothing tremendous. What is that? These bones have been picked clean. Okay. Yeah, it's
Next time.
oh, sure. Those things remind me of just the Vithraki. That's the one. The Vithraki make nests like that. Huh. An iron gate blocks the passage before you. The gate is shut and locked tight. Its bars thick and evenly spaced. Yeah, it didn't show up when I pressed the Alt or Tab. Which one I do. But I saw that I could click on it because of the mouse cursor changed. So, yeah, I'm gonna cast a corrosive spell on the metal. And, yeah, we can do that. Takeo artfully layers a spell over the door's hinges with each word uttered aloud, building and weaving the magic until the already rusted metal begins to sizzle and slowly melt. As you watch the door's hinges corrode completely away, then the door falls to the ground with a bone-jarring clang. And we're free to go in. And there's probably going to be enemies in here.
Oh, worry not. I am
Although-
good. That will do nicely.
It does ask the question for how were they here if the place was locked? Were they trapped in here? I don't think the game will allow us to do that, to make that question, which is good. So we have access to the dungeons. That probably would be the reason why there's no monsters over there, because there's people on the other side, and the spiders were too big. Oh, daily wages, sure. That's so small. I wonder if on higher difficulties it gets a little bit higher, more expensive.
Indeed.
I mean, I say it's small. It's about I think it's 2 copper per person a day. That's ridiculously small. That's not good wages for seafaring heroes and adventurers. Let's go to the island from here, and because then I can access the dungeon easily. I think I know where this goes. It goes to that little lather. Oh, it does not. Interesting. So I don't want this. Mostly because I don't know what's gonna happen if we leave to the world. I'm in the process of murdering a bunch of slavers. Please hang on, game. Please hold in there, because I have other things to do right now. So we have access to the dungeon and we can go. It's interesting. Well, opening that door would always be easy, so I'm not too surprised that that we can do it like this. Although we definitely... I expect if we hadn't gone in through the main gate, the slavers would just attack us on sight. I mean, right? Unless there's none of them down here.
Reflexes and charms should do the job. No need to think.
It's lockpicks. We have exceptional stocks. Good stuff. Okay. Nobody here. How big is this map? It's not too big. It's interesting that the walls are all made out of stone. You know, raw stone. There's something going on. But the floor is not.
Stranger.
Hi.
Help us. We are not fit to be here.
A woman coated in dirt and flecking war paint waves her arms between the grimy cells bars. Though weaponless and caged, wearing rags not fit for a pauper, she stands aggressively and has a muscular frame. It's obvious she's a warrior. And I guess here, not fit for a pauper means not even fit for a pauper. Because then she's wearing rags that are fit for somebody who isn't a pauper. Did you get what I'm saying?
Come closer. That's it. Just a step more, little bird.
I'll give her the opportunity to do whatever she's about to do. I'm gonna step closer to the bars. When you step closer to the cell, she lunges forward, unsurprisingly, banging her shoulder against the bars as her hand snatches for your throat. I'm gonna do nothing. It's a weird... Is there a dog in there? That's a dog in there. Maybe. It's a weird option. Why are we given this option? I should have as soon as I noticed that she said that, like it was blatant that what she was gonna do. I should be allowed to have said something, so I'm not gonna say anything. Does that make sense? She grips you so hard her fingers begin to shake. Her palm slides to the back of your neck, but then she gentles her hold, easing a step back before she speaks. Her eyes desperately search your face.
Who are you? A buyer, maybe? But down here? I haven't seen you before, so you don't work for the slavers.
That's well deduced. Can you tell me anything about these dungeons?
So you really aren't one of Kua's?
I can't tell you that, I'm sorry. The choices are very limited for some reason.
I only know the way we were brought in. But an escape that way wouldn't be easy.
Yeah.
The guards have horns for triggering a lockdown.
You wouldn't happen to be a native of the Deadfire, would you? Not that it matters, but still.
I am Wahaki. The
That's right.
Deadfire is my homeland. And someday, I will kill these slavers for defiling it. Understand?
Mm-hmm. That's why she was saying that before. She wrenches at one of the bars, and while the metal doesn't bend, it groans long and low. Mm-hmm. So it's true. Crooksburg trades illegal slaves.
They do. Though the legalities scarcely matter.
That's what I was
All
saying.
Kith have an inborn right to freedom, to survival. I would see these traitors slaughtered for their overbearance. You've made it this far and haven't been skewered by an ogre. Yet. Perhaps you can free us.
The ogres are also the least bit of my problems. Actually, they go down very easily.
Me and the others are keeping tabs on their patrols. I know their schedules, and their weaknesses. We can handle ourselves if you can get us out of this cell.
You'd need weapons to even have a chance of surviving.
Weapons? The slavers have plenty, ripe for the taking. We will swiftly kill the closest guards and arm ourselves. I will personally take the Taskmaster's anchor and use it to rip out his entrails. Open the cell and witness the Wahaki's best warriors in action.
Well, the fort's safe. You're free to go.
Then let us follow the path of blood you have painted.
She pounds her fist against her palm, battle lust hardening her features.
Unbar the door, and we will move as shadows in the darkness.
I don't actually know that the fort is safe. My characters... sometimes it's impossible to say that line until the fort is safe.
I am good with my hands.
Which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. And because it's a good thing because it's more obvious when you're playing. You know what you've achieved something and all that. It's also a bad thing because then by mistake you might say it.
Conflict
And to see, look at it. There's a mercenary in here, and there's another mercenary over there. Let's do some nasty things to that mercenary. Ring the bell over there. Go for it. Oh. Dunk. Oof. That is, yeah. That's just how that works. Yeah, I like it.
Just say the word.
An easy way to basically not allow me to be lost, the water flows crisp and clean, would be to add a little bit, add a parentheses before the line that said lie, because it's a lie. The fort is not safe. But I won't open that door before I make sure it is safe. So we're gonna be fine. It's all gonna be okay. And then not that I doubt them when she said oh, there's more slaves over here. When she said that they're very good at fighting, so, you know, she probably is. Although without weapons, it can be a little bit different than she might be expecting. Let's do that one. And then let's do this one right here. Be fast about it. Thank you very much. You're gonna need to do another one, aren't you? Because the paralysis failed. Oh yeah, it did land there.
That's embarrassing.
That was an ogre transformed into meat.
Stand together.
That was super gory, actually. And I don't know that that thing happens to all enemies. I think it only happens to people, and the ogres are about as big as people get. Excerpt from a lecture given before the annual convention of the Academy of Architectural Historians in Adir. Close examination by learned parties suggests that Nekataka is significantly older than it might at first appear. We take as our example the suppurating wound in the city's side, which the locals most charmingly refer to as the Golay. On its face, it is not considerably different from your average slum. Indeed, it contains all that one might expect of such a place. Desperate poverty, wrenching hunger, a tavern fair brimming with miscreants, and a flourishing criminal culture. Of course, it has its own unique offerings as well. And before I continue, do you remember what I was saying about the game just might have been written with precisely... Where does it say? Yeah, precisely this line over here in mind. It contains all that one might expect of such a place. That sort of stereotype tells us, or, you know, not stereotype, but I guess the sort of assumption is the correct word, tells us of what a possible stereotype in the world of Deadfire, well, not Deadfire here, the archipelago in the world of Pillars of Eternity, which probably tells us that what I said about just as the world, you know, it's just how the world is in regards to poverty, also does apply to Pillars of Eternity. And make no mistake, this desperate poverty, wrenching hunger, miscreants, and specifically a flourishing criminal culture, this is all directly due to the government of Nekataka. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And those were the things that I wanted to talk to, what's her name? Onikaza II, directly about, but we could never. And that's why I said what I said before. Anyway, it's interesting to see basically this go in the same direction, which kind of confirms how I interpreted the lack of options in the dialogue there. Anyway, of course, it continues. It has its own unique offerings as well. A towering pile of garbage dumped into the district from the more affluent neighborhoods above it. It is in every sense abominable. The Huana leadership should be ashamed. Yes, it should. Yes, it should. But I digress. Writes... I don't actually know who writes this. Far more interesting than the cast... well, we probably... The beginning was sort of more interesting because it was about the old stuff. With those 2 points in mind, does it not seem prudent to ask whether the old city in Huana is Huana in origin, and if it is not, who built it, and finally what destroyed it? Oh, that's a cool thing. I'm gonna read it. Okay, so it's all about the being old and stuff. Far more interesting than the caste stratifications among the Huana are the bones their city is built upon. For beneath the Golay lies a vast cavern littered with the remains of an ancient city, referred to simply as the, quote, Old City, unquote, by the denizens of Nekataka. The sunken metropolis is notable for two reasons. The old city's architecture is markedly different in style, form, and apparent use of the architecture of modern Nekataka, and there is no readily available explanation for the old city's destruction that has not already been considered and discounted by those inclined to study it. Didn't we read something specifically about this as well? Or heard something about this, like people, you know, trying to guess about what destroyed the old city, or what made the gullet, the gullet. And, like, there was no ready justification. I think, like, that is a very specific recurrent theme. The fact that there is no explanation. You do see that in, reality, like in not fiction, but it's often in a specific context when, I don't know, people say, oh, there's no explanation how they built the pyramids. Like, no scientist, no historian writes that. That's never written in an historical context. It's written in a sort of, you're telling a story, or you're trying to propose an explanation, or just sort of, you know, having fun with the notion of who built the pyramids or whatever. But from an historical standpoint, an historian never writes that. An historian cites the theories and the consensus, because there is an historical consensus of how the pyramids were built, and I'm talking the Egyptian pyramids, the great pyramids of Gizeh. I'm not actually sure how the name goes, but anyway, I'm talking about those pyramids. You know the ones I'm talking about. And there is a consensus, and that's, you know, that's how it's referred to. But even if there wasn't, an historian is not going to say, oh, there's no consensus how that is. And this sounds like a very much historical thing. The thing that I'm gleaming from you know, this looks like an historical document in the world of the game. The thing that I'm gleaming from this sort of recurrent theme of it not having an explanation is that later on the game is actually going to give us an explanation as to how the old city was destroyed, and I'm super hyped for that, because that is just thematically my stuff. I like that a lot. Old cities and I like that. It's good. I like it a lot. Anyway, my peers here in the academy... See, I was telling you, it sounds like an historical thing, or a scientific thing. My peers here in the Academy and beyond believe that the old city's destruction is clearly the fault of the region's energetic volcanism and subsequent tectonic rumblings. I would caution against grasping at such easy solutions, however. Consider the following, the colons, please use colons, forever. Just everybody in the world, when you can use a colon, use a colon. Like the little two dots, that's what that is for. Anyway, the Huana have lived in the region for thousands of years. Earthquakes are no more of a surprise to them than are the archipelago's daily soaking rains. None in the aura match their sheer creativity and expertise in building to withstand these events. Moreover, for all their flexibility in building and reconstruction, the Huana's tastes have proven to be remarkably stable over time, showing a clear preference for designs that mimic the rhythm and shapes of the natural world. The old city shows none of these things. Indeed, what remains was constructed primarily of stone cut in austere blocks, and the buildings are arranged in a manner not dissimilar from those prevalent in the Ingwithan ruins that dot the landscape. Yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious that it was Ingwithan ruins. So it's sort of interesting that it's not obvious to an historian or to an architectural student or whatever. With those 2 points in mind, does it not seem prudent to ask whether the old city is Huana in origin, and if it is not, who built it, and finally what destroyed it? Yeah, that is a very interesting thing, and we had a key over there, and we have a level up, and we have the end of the episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pillars of Eternity 2. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.